Well, I want to thank everyone for coming out here. I'm sure there was a lot of invitations sent out. But this is a very important day for Pemberton Township. It's something that I know many in this room have worked for quite a while, long before me getting into office. This is something that we have been looking forward to in my administration since day one, since my first briefing on this endeavor by our fire chiefs, and that was to formulate a fire department, a unified fire department here in Pemberton Township. We've always received the best of fire service from our volunteer services, but they've always been separated by the lines in the sand. Today we're going to take those lines away. The process in which we went through to get to this point was very lengthy, well, since 2007 on my part, but, you know, like as I said, long before that. And it involved a lot of hard work by a lot of dedicated individuals that were volunteers, again, putting something together here for Pemberton Township. We were able to put together an ordinance that developed the Pemberton Township Fire Department, and then we had to go into a process of selecting the individuals for the ranking positions, and we're still in that process. I do want to thank the members of our selection committee, Councilman Cartier, the Country Lakes Homeowners Alliance President Ed Turnquist, Chief Bill Jones from McGuire Air Force Base, former Chief Ed Harvey, life member of Browns Mills Fire Company, and former Chief Alex Banowski from the Country Lakes Fire Company. These guys put in their time to interview the candidates and submit a request to me as to who they believe should be the chief and the deputy chief of the new formed fire department. I also want to thank our Councilman Cartier, Councilwoman Skull, and Council President Stinney for their continued support on this project. They supported this from day one and stood behind it throughout its course. With that, the chief of the fire department will be appointed here tonight. The chief is sitting here in the front row, of course, the new chief. But just a little bit of background on our chief. He's been a chief for over 25 years, I believe. He's been a firefighter for over 30 years. I don't know what he hasn't done in this township to volunteer his services. I first got to know Craig Augustoni. Did I happen to mention that's going to be? But I got to meet Craig many years ago as a dispatcher on the police department when I first joined Pemberton Police Department, and we've had some experiences. And one thing I did notice over those years is that Craig was always there. Whenever something was going on in the town, Craig was there. He was always volunteering, always out there giving his time for the residents of this township. And believe me, that's stuck in the back of my head. That shines about an individual that gives but doesn't ask. Asks very little from the township. So it wasn't really a hard decision, although we went through the process, and the application process was very lengthy. It took us a long time to get to here, but here we are. And today I would like to swear in the new chief of the Pemberton Township Fire Department, the first chief of the Pemberton Township Fire Department, Craig Augustoni. Come on up. If I could, Council President, please come down and join me. can call you Chief. You're still Chief, correct? You haven't resigned yet? You know you're going to have to do that. You're not going to have two places as Chief. All right. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, state your name,
I, Craig Augustoni,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state.
and I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
perform the duties of the office of Fire Chief
perform the duties of the office of Fire Chief
for the Pemberton Township Volunteer Fire Department
for the Pemberton Township Volunteer Fire Department
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
and that I will respect
I will respect
and carry out
and carry out
the mission,
the mission,
goals,
goals,
purposes,
purposes,
rules, and policies
rules, and policies
of the Pemberton Township Volunteer Fire
of the
Department.
Pemberton Township Volunteer Fire Department.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor.
We have the next appointment also just pulling in the parking lot. He's been working actually today down at the Atlantic City Air Show, providing his services as he always does. I should let him come in before I give him a little